Yo, what's poppin', gamers, guys? WQ'd here, guys. You already know who it is, guys. If you want to become an alpha gamer, guys, make sure to subscribe, and you're going to become an alpha gamer, which is a game-changing move. This is a big deal. Now, gamers, you're not going to believe this stuff. This is insane. It's the leading conspiracy on Boogie2988 right now. This is crazy. Yo, what's poppin', gamers? So, gamers. This tweet it changed a lot, and I noticed something when I saw this tweet. It happened 24 days ago, so this was right at the start of June. You had Boogie. It said some kind of nonsense. He's always saying these like nonsense stuff on Twitter, and he says, anyways, AFK for a phone meeting. I think I'm beginning to get the hang of this dunking with the grade school insults and the like. I guess it's kind of fun. I see why you people like it over civil discourse and actually trying to achieve anything. Winky face. This is a passive-aggressive attack from Boogie. So this was actually to some liberal, like, diversity dude, some woke journalist that he was arguing with. They were, like, fighting each other, and he was kind of getting the bad end of the deal. And so he makes this, like, weird passive-aggressive comment. And then Idubbbz, super popular YouTuber, he comments under that with this meme face, and it has the dude crying, and it's like happy on the front. And I guess that's kind of what Boogie is doing, because he's like pretending to be like, hey man, you know, you're cool, love you, dude, love ya. Boogie's always doing that. So I thought this was interesting because this kind of came out of nowhere. Now this is like somewhat of a big deal online if you follow Boogie and Idubbbz, but I thought it was kind of interesting because it just kind of seemingly came out of nowhere. And then I started to think, and I started to connect the dots, because online gamers, I have seen and been around the internet too long, and I know how people start talking to each other and what they start doing on Twitter. Okay, gamers, so it actually doesn't stop there. Now we see one of Idubbbz's friends named Anything for Views, and this guy's name's Chad. He like hangs out with him, or he used to hang out with him. They still talk, obviously. So Boogie made this tweet, hot take. Time to lose some followers. Comedians should be able to say anything like Lenny Bruce did. Probably, but you aren't Lenny Bruce or even a comedian. Most of you are weirdos on Twitter calling other people's names. Those aren't even jokes. F off. So Boogie made this hot take, controversial tweet. He got 2,000 likes for this. And then Anything for Views responds to it. And this was on the 9th of June. So this is a few days after Idubbbz originally made the first tweet. You don't have to be a comedian to tell a joke, Boogie. You're part of the problem. Get off Twitter if you can't handle it. And this got 4,000 likes, which is crazy. Later in the comments, you can even see Boogie saying like, as much as I love both of you, I have to agree with Chad here. And then Boogie says, I agree with him also, which is a lie. He clearly does not agree with Chad here. He even says why. It has to be jokes, not just insults. He also responds to Chad's tweet and says, I agree, anyone can make a joke, but for a joke to be a joke, it has to be funny. Most of these people aren't funny. They are just bullies. Don't drag comedians down to the level of someone typing in, you are a fat whore on Twitter. He very clearly does not agree with Chad here, and he is trying to combat him, but he's just saying he agrees with it. It's kind of lame. But yeah, this is actually why Chad hates Boogie. Okay, gamers, it only gets funnier. Boogie says, okay, rant time. You may not know this, but a huge part of the internet hates me now. They think I am homophobic, a Nazi, a wife beater, an abuser, child molester, or even worse. Obviously, none of this is true. If it were, I would kill myself. I wouldn't live that way. Whoa, gamers. That's pretty heavy. Ironically, all of this negativity makes me horribly suicidal. I struggle with it daily. I hate it. The idea that so many people think I am even capable of these things makes me wish I wasn't alive. Those things are truly the opposite of who I am and what I am. And then Anything for Views. This was the 13th of June. And I think it's interesting that his reply almost gets as many tweets as Boogie's sympathy tweets. Usually the poster tweet gets the most likes. I dislike people that unironically tweet out publicly about how they're suicidal, begging for attention. Go seek professional help. You're not going to find a fucking counselor crying over Twitter. Do yourself a favor and delete the Twitter app if it's making you feel this way. The best part is that Boogie says, I hear you, man. Love ya. Which is like clearly the farthest thing from the truth. But I guess when Boogie can't accept that he's in the wrong, he just says love ya, and then he posts those like the winky faces. It's so wrong. Okay, gamers. So if you want to know what we're referring to, obviously it's the subreddit is Sam and Tolkien, which is just constantly making fun of Boogie and tracking his lies. And that's what he was referring to in his previous tweet. Yeah, this tweet right here, where he says they think I'm a homophobic, a Nazi, or a wife beater. That is specifically referring to Sam and Tolkien. Now I've heard Boogie claim that he's referring to like a bunch of different places online, but realistically, it's almost entirely Sam and Tolkien. And I think it's funny because a user on Sam and Tolkien named Wild Zealous, he actually tweeted out this clip of Chad going off on Boogie, and this is 16 days ago.
Sad and you're depressed, don't tweet about it, bro. Turn off your Twitter. He's like, and I'm like, go seek some help. He's like, thanks, man, I appreciate it, but I'm just gonna keep tweeting, bro. Don't thank me.
That's obviously all he knows.
He knows how to sit on the fence and flip-flop like a piece
of
shit.
But that's unrelated. But that is true. That is true, but that is unrelated.
I hope his teeth fall out. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
All right, we have a cool shirt order from Joshua, who ordered a cool beanie and a big nut pin.
So I thought that was interesting because randomly you have Idubbbz tweeting at Boogie, making fun of him, and then randomly Chad is just roasting him. And this guy clearly doesn't like him. And we're going to watch another clip posted on the subreddit.
Such a dad bod, you cutie.
It's past dad bod. I'm in fat, obese Boogie mode.
You got a part. Boogie's coming down. Chad's going up. It's gonna be a crossover fucking episode.
Yeah, but Boogie has.
Unless Chad starts going down, no, he's dieting.
Boogie has at least 30 kilos of loose skin.
Okay, check him out there. If you're a normie like this Max guy, you're not aware that Boogie's weight loss stuff is mostly BS. He basically failed. He got the surgery. He lost the required amount. It was actually, I think, if you read the mega thread, they detail it very well. It was mostly a failure, and he's either regaining weight or he's completely flatlined. So if you following the Boogie drama, you know he's not really losing weight. And Chad knows that. He calls him on that one because that's the narrative that Boogie's trying to put out there. That's what the normies think. So Chad clearly, he calls him this.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
And the lead in his teeth has fucking rotted his brain cells, so now he's just losing his mind.
Okay, I don't think we asked for any of that.
Sorry.
So that part's funny too because clearly this Max guy isn't in on the drama, but Chad is for sure.
I don't like Boogie. He's a fucking...
Right.
I hate him. I fucking hate him.
Okay.
I don't like him. I hope he actually lives a healthy life, but gets off Twitter and Reddit because it's poisoning his brain.
Well, yeah, that's definitely... I can agree with that.
All right, next one.
All right,
they can hear you whispering. It doesn't matter.
That's crazy, actually, because he almost said he hopes he dies. And I'm thinking to myself, like, whoa, that's pretty crazy. But you can't say that publicly in there. But on Sam and Tolkien, lots of people, well, some people are saying that. Lots of people are saying a lot of things. Okay, guys, 5 days ago, somebody commented this thread on the Reddit thread, and I couldn't ignore it. It was by a guy named Cybersleuth, which was an account literally made to make this. And they said, if hypothetically someone wanted to expose Boogie, what topics would you want to see covered? And everybody wants Idubbbz to make a video exposing Reddit. And Idubbbz has interacted with him recently in the past. Plus his friend is constantly roasting Boogie. So what I don't think this is Idubbbz. But I do think that Chad 100% is lurking Sam and Tolkien. There's just no way he's not. Number two, I do think Idubbbz has seen it or does lurk it as well. There's no way they don't lurk this subreddit with their Twitter beef, the Twitter drama, and how much is going on and what they were doing and making fun of him and talking to him earlier. One of the problems with exposing Boogie and why he's got away with all these lies for so long is because he knows a lot of the higher end YouTube drama guys like Ethan from H3H3, and he knows Keemstar very well, and he's pulled, he's tugged on them in the past, and they're going to give him a little bit of help in the future. So he's not going to be, if he gets into drama alert, it's only going to be favorable drama. If he's with H3H3, he's only going to get favorable commentary on his channel. So a lot of the main guys aren't going to expose him. Like, they're specifically not going to expose him because he's like their friend. But we're really hoping somebody does expose him because the dude's pretty... He lies a lot. If you're wondering, like, what are you going to expose him for? There's a guy named Memology that made a video on him recently, or I think today even, that it just covers one of the hundreds and years of lies. Okay, I'm not going to cover the whole video, but it starts out saying Boogie2988 is broke. And then he tweets out saying he sitting here realizing I bought a car I can barely afford. And actually, this whole tweet is just ridiculous. You would think my anxiety would be going nuts. It isn't. I am feeling confident that I can work harder every day and use that car as debt and inspiration to create better content. Like, this is what he's talking about. This is just manipulating his audience. It's manipulation. And then the real problem is, later he's going on about how his sponsors pay a lot. I can easily afford this vehicle thanks to my sponsors. I mean, he literally just directly lied. Somebody actually brought the lies together. They put them together. But he's constantly lying about, like, nearly everything. His weight loss is constantly a lie. It's a sham. The whole thing's a sham. So this is what a lot of people on Sam and Tolkien want Boogie Exposed for. And I think it's, if you read Sam and Tolkien a lot, and if you're on Sam and Tolkien, you can see through and you can sift through the lies. And that's where Chad is. That's where Idubbbz is. Your regular normies, they can't see it. They don't really care. They're not really involved. They can't see it. Anyway, guys, let me know about this conspiracy theory that Idubbbz and Chad are constantly lurking Sam and Tolkien, much like Boogie is. Let me know what you think. Make sure to comment. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're trying to become an alpha gamer. We're taking back the internet for gamers. No more SJWs. No more Boogie2988s. Fake gamers and anti-gamers. We're getting rid of them gamers. We're becoming alpha gamers. We're going to sign off. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Make sure to subscribe.